Hello everyone, welcome to the Microrbit podcast. Today we are excited to have Christian Schacht, founder of Verged CX, with us with over 15 years of experience digital transformation and responsible innovation. Christian works with organizations to build a trust competitiveness in the age of AI. In today's discussion, we'll explore AI adoption challenges and failure in practice, along with ethical AI and why trust is becoming a key competitive advantage in the real world implementation. Christian, thank you so much for joining us today. And to start, could you please briefly introduce yourself? Then we'll dive deeper into the discussion.
Thank you, Mumita. Thanks for having me as well. And great job pronouncing my last name. Difficult German last name to pronounce. I keep complaining to my parents, but they won't change it. So, yeah, thanks for having me. I'm really looking forward to having this conversation. I think we're all excited about what AI brings and all the different things that are happening right now. But we can also see the struggles. There are a lot of fears in the market as well. So I've been working with a lot of large global IT consulting companies over the last 16, 18 years and working on my own company before that as well. Always in the way how brands engage with the customer, and now how does AI change that game, right? And I think we see a lot of technology advancement and a lot of, but also anxieties, excitement, potential, and all that buzz is really exciting. So I decided last year to build my own consulting company, focusing specifically around how AI shapes the way that brands engage with other people, customers, partners, stakeholders, employees, etc.
Okay, many companies are investing heavily in AI nowadays, so yet struggle to translate that into the real business impact. Why, do you see things breaking down in practice?
So you're right, I agree with you. So I think we've seen all of this investment that is happening in AI. I was working with a trade show, and we were searching about companies who are doing something with AI, and sort of the entire list of companies participating in the trade shows are working with AI. So AI really is everywhere. So, but with all of this investment and all of this technology advancements, we can see that still a lot of companies are really struggling to scale it. So we can see some of the pilots working. But so if we look at this Gartner hype cycle, you remember that. So we're still a little bit in this valley of disillusionment, I think it's called. So really transitioning from this potential into actual value, I think this is where a lot of companies struggle right now, at least with this is what I'm seeing in my business.
Okay. Like a lot of leaders assume this is mainly a technical challenges, like from our experience, by your experience. So is that really where things go wrong and something else it's play? Means, what do you think?
Well, first of all, I think we have already spoken about the technical advancements that have happened in AI as well. And the technical barriers in implementing AI are still real. So I'm not denying that. So we have legacy systems, we have fragmented data, a lot of technical debt in all of the applications. But you can see even systems that are built really well still struggle in creating the adoption and creating the value that they want to generate with the AI solutions. So what people see, my view is that people focus too strongly, too much on the technology side of developing a system, and little less on the people side and the relationship side of how these systems are built. So with Verge, what we see is that it's really this intersection of technical capabilities and trust that is built in these systems as well.
Like if technology is not is the core issue, what actually driving to the gap between the AI adoption and real uses? Means how, means like people think like
So, I mean, in my view, the key is that for sure, there's one part is how well are these systems built? There's a technology and a skill and an engineering question for sure. But it's also a question how these AI systems and capabilities are perceived. So, and we can see very small seeming system implementations. For instance, if you look at customer service, now everybody has like a chatbot, etc. And many people have perceived this as a barrier. So I have to fight my way through this interaction with a chatbot first until I can talk to a real human, right? Yeah, you see, you have made the same experience as well. And I think this also really is not helping you, motivating you to engage with that brand, right? Yeah. So because we build these barriers into the system and people say, okay, there's an AI system, it makes me go through this loop.
And it takes long time. It takes long time.
Yes, right. And I think this is part of the problem, where you can really see that it may be implemented perfectly on the technology side, but it's not accounting for the relationship that is being built between the brand and the customer and how this is getting shaped, right? And this is just a simple example, and it has various implications already. But if you look at some of the larger applications that AI is used in, so job market, so both on the applicant side and on the company side, right? So people are writing their CV using AI, and then AI is on the other side interpreting that as well. So it would be easier to just take out the humans completely and let just the AIs talk to each other. And funny enough, there's a platform that does just that, by the way. So, but also like, do I get an insurance for my house? Do I get approval for medical treatment for my health insurance? Do I get a credit approved or not, right? So these are all very serious implications that happen nowadays. And it's not like that this has never been technology free. Always we had some IT systems as well. But we're now at a point where people feel, is there still a human on the other side making this life or death decisions?
That's definitely, it's true. Like, yes. I have faced so many times, same things.
Exactly, right? So, and how does it make you feel as a customer, right? Do you trust that system and the brand in the extension, right? So, and I think what people struggle to understand is that I can look at all the technology problems and challenges which are there and all of the advances that are being made in this case. But what is the relationship side, and what is the trust that is built into these systems, and trust is created between me as a brand and you as a customer along these sometimes very small, but often very dramatic decisions as well. So it can be like customer service, it can be about a refund, about a product that you return. So there are a lot of these small decisions that are being made by AI to really large decisions being made by AI, which impact everybody. And how this is really getting designed is really the challenge in my view.
Yeah, like who needs to trust this AI system for them to truly work, and what does that trust most often break down? Like you said, right? Regarding the chatbot, and like we are like sometimes we want to buy the health insurance, it's every time replying like AI replying we are getting, and we are frustrated. Okay, it takes lots of time, we have a work, another work, we need to go, so that type of things.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think broadly you can look at what are the internal stakeholders that you have, and mainly I think these would be your employees that would be working on this. And what you can see in the news also is company X is reducing their customer service team by thousands of people, but the platform that they're building would need these people to train the AI system to do a good job, right? So what is going to be the motivation of these teams? Not really high, I suppose. And we already talked about external stakeholders, a customer, obviously. So if, let's stick with the customer service example, if my perception is that this is just trying to keep me away from a human and just get rid of me as fast as possible, then I will not be motivated to use the system. And these are some implications. But there are other stakeholders as well. Often you work with partners. There are other people within the value chain that are important. So really looking at what is the system that I'm building and what are the implications that these will have on my internal and external stakeholders. I think this is really important.
Okay, so as I have another things I want to know from you, like your keynote focuses on ethical AI. So, but you constantly emphasize trust. How do these two connect in the real world scenarios?
Yeah, I think this is a good point. And we were talking about trust as really a interpretation or perception of the users of the AIs. And just one point that is important in this context, in my view, is that this has nothing to do with the factual accuracy of a system. So there have been studies which have been analyzing how the statement is communicating has an effect on whether I trust the statement or not. So, and if you transfer this to AI, this becomes the same question. So, when we talk about trust, this really has nothing primarily to do with how accurate or factually correct my process is, but how it's getting perceived. And we humans build trust based on the behavior that we experience. And this is nothing but ethics, right? So, I mean, I studied philosophy in university. So this is really, so how should I behave? So, and ethical AI hence is a mechanism. So, and it defines how decisions are being made, how they are explained, and how governance works. So, and talking about philosophy, but this is not a philosophy exercise. It's a real operational principle, how you design your systems. If you design it with this, how does it shape my relationship in mind? And that's nothing but ethical thinking. So if at the end of the day, if you cannot explain a decision that's being made by such a system, right, you cannot defend it. And if you can't defend it, then you will lose trust.
Okay.